Yo, what's going on, everybody? Brandon back with another episode of the Sharp Sports Report. Let me just start off this episode by saying USA, even down a man, still looks dominant against Bosnia Herzegovina. I probably just said that name wrong. Herzegovina, excuse me, there you go. Whatever, it is what it is. US is going on, but a huge blow to the US men's national team as Flo Balogun will be out next Monday. Jesus, for their match against Belgium. Rematch, I should say. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But anyways, congratulations. First time U.S. has won in the knockout stage since, I believe, 2002, which was against Mexico. But my goodness, if you thought the opening hours of free agency were going to be quiet after LeBron announced his exit from Hollywood, you completely underestimated the absolute anarchy of this league. Because over the last 24 hours, front offices have completely shattered the status quo. We didn't just get role player signings. We got a cross-divisional superstar for superstar blockbuster trade that has completely altered the Eastern Conference. Oh, we have a dozen teams putting together the ultimate pitch meetings to land the king, and the mid-tier market is moving faster than day traders on Wall Street right now. Tonight, I'm going to be breaking down the seismic tactical fit of Paul George and Jayson Tatum in Boston. I'm going to be tracking the exact destinations making the hardest push right now for LeBron James, and we're going to be reviewing how the Lakers are aggressively pivoting to fill a massive $52 million hole left in their cap sheet. Grab your drink this morning, because I know you're going to be listening to me on your way in. Get your iced coffee, get a coffee. Here in the Midwest, we're hitting a heat wave, and I enjoy it, but then I don't. But hey, let's lock in on this one. Let's jump right in. And we're going to be starting with the absolute atomic bomb that dropped yesterday. The Boston Celtics and the 76ers pulled off an absolute stunner. Boston is trading Finals MVP Jaylen Brown to their bitter division rivals in Philly. And in return, the Celtics are landing 9-time All-Star Paul George alongside a massive haul of draft capital that could turn into 2 first-round picks and 2 seconds. Let that sink in for a second. Jaylen Brown is next to Joel Embiid, and Paul George is wearing green. The immediate question everyone is screaming, how do Paul George and Tatum actually work together? Because remember, Tatum missed most of last season recovering from that brutal Achilles tear in the 2025 playoffs. Tactically, this is a massive high-variance gamble, but on paper, it can work beautifully if PG accepts his reality as a secondary creator. Think about the X's and O's, though. For years in Boston, Jaylen and Tatum were redundant. Both wanted to attack the exact same spots in the mid-range and downhill. Paul George, who's now 36 years old, he still brings elite high-fluid off-ball gravity. He is a career 38.5% shooter from deep, and when Tatum comes back at 100%, having PG-13 as a weak-side spacing assassin who can run off screens and seamlessly operate in secondary pick and rolls is lethal. Defensively, a tandem of Tatum and George gives Missoula 2 elite switchable wing defenders who can completely erase standard perimeter actions. But here's the dark side of this duo in Boston now. George's 2-year stint in Philly was plagued by injuries and a 25-game suspension last year. He averaged just about 16.5 points a game, and if Boston is betting their championship window on a 36-year-old to alleviate pressure off Tatum, they better pray the medical staff is flawless. It's an incredible risky pivot from Brad Stevens, but the ceiling is undeniable. Meanwhile, the biggest domino in the entire sports world right now is taking his sweet, sweet time. Shams Charania reported this morning that LeBron is absolutely in no rush to make his free agency decision. Rich Paul has already received pitches from close to 12 different teams since the clock struck midnight. And make no mistake, this is not a money decision. LeBron has signaled to front offices that he is prioritizing title contention, personal happiness, and playing meaningful basketball over a maximum salary. Right now, the Golden State Warriors are pushing the hardest. They specifically used their biannual exception to bring back DeAnthony Melton on a slick 2-year, $11 million deal, saving them $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception specifically for a LeBron contract. The vision of Steph Curry and LeBron running a continuous high-screen action in the Bay is the ultimate basketball fantasy. Don't get me wrong, it would be great to watch. I just don't see them winning a championship, let alone making a run in the playoffs. But it'd be great for TV to see those two be on the same team. But don't count out the nostalgia or the dark horses. Cleveland and Miami are heavily in the mix, and the whispers over the last 24 hours are getting loud around Denver, Minnesota, and yes, dare I say, the 76ers. Think about the timeline. If Philly just landed Jaylen Brown and they pitched LeBron on joining a core of Maxey, Brown, and Embiid along with Edgecombe, oh God, that is a definitive super team. Expect LeBron to take the next few days to evaluate the chessboard, but his choice will single-handedly decide who represents the conferences in June. It's a lot to take in. Now that Philly team now, I would honestly put that at number one if I was LeBron right now. That is such a young, fun team besides Embiid, but my God, that would be just fantastic. And now we're waiting on LeBron. The rest of the league has been actively spending. And the post-LeBron Lakers aren't just sitting around crying. Rob Pelinka has gone to work. The Lakers officially pulled off a massive sign-and-trade with the Utah Jazz to land Walker Kessler, giving up an extraordinary haul of assets to secure their long-term center. Then they immediately utilized their massive $52 million cap space to fortify their backcourt, signing Quentin Grimes to a 4-year, $60 million bag, grabbing Colin Sexton on a highly tradable 2-year, $19 million deal, and adding depth with, oh my gosh, I don't know how you say his last name, Sandro Mamu Kevashvili for 4 years, $52 million. They're younger, faster, and building a defensive shell around Doncic and Reeves right now. Quick hit across the rest of the league. The Celtics brought in veteran leadership, signing Mike Conley to a 1-year veteran deal. That automatically steadies their backcourt while they wait for Tatum's return. When I say Tatum's return, I mean fully healthy. He wasn't fully healthy during that last little stretch of the season this past year. But they also fortified the front court by grabbing Mitchell Robinson on a 3-year, $47.3 million deal after he left New York. And down in South Beach, the Heat made a genius low-cost move by signing Tim Hardaway Jr. on a 1-year, $6.5, using a chunk of their exception. Hardaway shot over 40% from 3 with Denver last year, and putting his spot up shooting, next to Giannis and now Bam Adebayo. It's an absolute home run for Pat Riley, if you ask me. The landscape has completely shifted. The money is flying, and we are still waiting on the greatest player of a generation to pick his next home. But listen, I say this in every episode because I would love to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, does Paul George and Jayson Tatum bring another banner to Boston, or did Philly just win the trade by stealing Jaylen Brown? And where is LeBron playing next season? I want you guys to drop your absolute best theories below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on Spotify and YouTube. Listen, we're at 52 subscribers on YouTube. I would say about 2 months ago we were at 37. So I appreciate you guys. Our next goal right now is 75. Even if you don't watch us all the time, I would still appreciate a subscribe and a follow. Or hey, give us a like on this video because it will be dropping tomorrow on YouTube. Man, it's going to be insane. I appreciate you guys rolling with me tonight on a wild night of NBA news. Keep living in the tape, and I will see you on the next one, which is going to be after the holiday. You guys have a great 4th of July. Have a safe one. Have a couple drinks from me if you're of age. Drink responsibly. And watch some World Cup action. Have a cookout. Put some games on. Also, if you're a baseball fan, one of the greatest rivalries in baseball is the Cubs and Cardinals this weekend. I believe it's in Chicago. You guys have a great time this weekend. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys next week.